Here is the technique I'll be doing in today's video. It's called Neurographic Art. I'll get back to that in a second. Supplies. I've got some Sharpie creative markers. I have more colors not shown. I also have my Posca paint pens, again, more colors not shown, and a pencil. So I'm going to start with pencil lines, and I'm just going to do one continuous flowy line, and I'll extend off the page, but keep it one continuous looping line. Then I'm going to color in my shapes. Some people will do the line work aspect of the neurographic art technique first and then color the shapes in after. Do it however you want. This always feels really good to me to start with the coloring after I've penciled in the lines. It's grounding, it helps me get present. Sometimes I set intentions while I'm coloring, or if I'm distracted by any lingering thoughts, I can just bring awareness to that and start to let that go while I'm coloring. So I've sped this up for you, and this coloring part took me about 20 minutes total. And once you've got all of your shapes colored in, if you want to do it in that order, then you can go ahead and trace over your pencil lines. I'm using a black Posca paint pen here, so the lines are going to be thicker. You could use a fine-tipped ink pen, a Sharpie permanent marker. I've seen some neurographic tutorials where they do these really beautiful fine lines, and then they play with, adjusting the weight and variation in those squiggle lines. Now, here's the part that makes neurographic art unique. This is the specific part of the technique. So you go in and you round out all of the edges. Everywhere the black line meets another black line, I hope you can see that here. You really round that out. So there's no 90-degree angles. There's no harsh or sharp triangular shapes. Everything is rounded out. And this is very organic looking or biological looking. I think it starts to actually look like the synapses and neural connections in our brain. And by the way, so what is neurographic art? There are so many tutorials out there that actually dive into this deep. So I just wanted to give you a high level overview. This is a therapeutic art technique that involves drawing free-form lines to connect the unconscious and conscious minds. So take it or leave it. Maybe it's not that deep for you. I found this to be just as meditative and relaxing as my other art therapy and art meditation techniques. But I've also only done this. This is my second time doing the actual neurographic style or technique. So, more to come. I'd like to study this more, try it more. Would love to hear if you have any thoughts or if it's helped you, if you've done this technique specifically. And I am now going in, and as you can see, I'm adding some detail work with white and eventually metallic Posca paint pens, just simple dots and dash marks for today. I want to keep this simple. I like how this brings a little bit of texture, a little dimension. It's also really relaxing to do this part of the process. And I let myself go with the flow, maybe eyeball a little bit of balance, but ultimately just kind of let my intuition guide me. I'm not going to fill in every single shape with dots or dashes here, just what feels good. And you could certainly do more intricate doodles and patterns like real Zentangle patterns, but I love the petri dish look that this has. All right, let's take off our tape. This is always my favorite part. I know I say that in so many videos, but peeling the tape off, that's why I tape my paper down. I'm not worried about warping here with paint pens. I just love revealing the crisp white edges at the end of the process. It really is like this dopamine reward. Okay, so here's our finished piece, and here's the one I did yesterday. This was the one I did in my sketchbook, my very first official neurographic. I love it. It's relaxing. I give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.